Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me go ahead and run my little splash video and we will get started in about 20 seconds. Welcome, 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 everybody, to another edition of Tarot by Hilary Live. I am your hostess with the mostest, Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. So on tonight's episode, I decided that we would take a little peek at some of the newest decks that I acquired. I know that I said, what was it? I think the last live stream that we did, because I was away last weekend for a coven retreat. So I'm back. But the weekend before that, or the Friday before that, we did a help me choose, because I have too many decks. Like literally the description of last time's video, not last week, but the week before, was I have too many decks. So help me decide the deck that you want to see as November's deck of the month. And then I went out to the bookstore and I bought more decks because of course I did, right? And I got a lot of Oracle decks, actually. So before we go any further, so that's the topic of tonight's episode. I want to show you a couple of the decks that I purchased. We will still do the astro-weather at the top of the episode. We will do the weekend forecast at the end of the episode. And then in between, if we have time, we will do the mid-episode reading if people are feeling up to it. And I do have my tarot deck with me, even though I am using one of the decks that I purchased for the deck of the month for card of the day pulls, which is the Green Witch Oracle deck. So I started using it even before I did an unboxing. So it's just like, it's an Oracle deck. I really, really like it. I am very, very happy with it. And it is by Erin Murphy Hiscock, who is also the author of the Green Witch book, and illustrated by Sarah Richard. It's beautiful, really, really beautiful deck. So that is the deck of the month for Card of the Day polls, which you've already started using because it is November 15th. We're already at the middle of the month. So maybe I will circle back and do an unboxing or a revisitation so you guys can kind of look at the guidebook and such. So that was one of the decks that I purchased in this deck haul, but I wanted to touch upon the other decks that I got. So I got, I think, 5 decks in total, 2 of which are Mr. Tarot by Hilary's. And I am not one to not encourage that sort of thing. My husband is not a tarot reader, but he has a tarot deck, and now he has another tarot deck and an oracle deck. And I will explain. I will explain about that, but I will not be opening. This is not an unboxing episode. I would like to be able to do an unboxing episode for each of these different decks. So it's not that. It's just simply, hey, look at some of the decks that I got. So I'm not gonna open the saran wrap on these decks. I just want to show you what I got. And Fran is here. Hello to Fran. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know you mentioned that you weren't sure you were going to make it, so I'm glad that you've made it. And I am probably going to keep this a short and sweet episode, a snappy episode, if you will, because I know that Katie mentioned when I announced the topic of tonight's episode, that she was like, say snappy, don't say quick, because every time you say quick, it ends up being a marathon episode. And I actually have a virtual coven meeting to get to right after the broadcast. So I have to keep it snappy tonight. So I'm keeping it snappy tonight. So we will touch upon the 5 decks that I purchased in this deck haul. Yeah, that's the main topic of tonight's episode. As always, we will do the Astro Biz Digest at the top of the episode, and we will do the weekend forecast at the end of the episode. And if people are around and want a reading, I do also have my my RWS tarot deck with me, so I can definitely do the mid-episode reading if people are so inclined. So with that being said, let me go ahead and update my overview, my overlay, to reflect what I just said, because I forgot to do that before starting the episode. So let me let that load. Okay. Deck is the only change I need to make. It's a deck haul. That's what it is. So download as PNG with the transparent background so you can see my face. Very important. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and upload this. Beautiful. Okay, we got it. We are cooking with gas. All right, so let us start with the astrology. And the reason why I have to make this episode snappy will probably come up in the astrology because it is a full moon tonight. Apparently, it's a super moon. And because it is November's full moon, it is called a beaver moon. Go ahead and laugh. It's funny. Mr. Tarot by Hilary and I were also giggling at the fact that it is a beaver moon. With that being said, let me pull up the rest of the astrology. But like that's the reason why I have to make it snappy, because I have a virtual full moon gathering with my coven tonight. So that will probably figure pretty prominently in the astrology. And I believe the full moon is in Taurus, if I'm remembering correctly. So now I'm just pulling that up in a separate tab on my web browser because I left my phone in my bag in the other room. So probably a good idea. That way I am completely focused on the screen in front of me and not multiple screens. All right, let's let that load. And while we're letting that load, let me go ahead and hydrate. This is also your opportunity to hydrate as well. I have my water bottle here, and I also have a glass of white wine as well. Pinot Grigio, I believe. So cheers to the full moon. All right. So as always, the astro-weather is from Teresa Reed, aka the Tarot Lady. It is from her wonderful Astro Biz Digest. $99 for a year-long subscription. Astrology in layman's terms, straight to your email inbox. It is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I find it to be very helpful in planning my personal life as well. And if you would like to purchase a copy for yourself, you can go ahead and go to the link that I have put into the comments, or also up on the screen right down here, thetarotlady.com/astrobiz digest if you want to purchase for yourself. Again, highly, highly, highly recommend. So So this is straight from Teresa Reed, the tarot lady, who is also an astrologer. So I usually don't get political in the astrobiz, but this past week has been almost too much to bear. With every election, I end up doing triage for the losing side. This year feels like the biggest letdown ever. A big part of being an entrepreneur is taking good care of your people. Honestly, I don't know how to do that right now. The truth is, I'm exhausted. Same, Teresa, same. I live with someone, this is Teresa speaking. I live with someone who has a serious illness. If the ACA is repealed, they will potentially lose coverage. It's a hard thing to swallow, but here we are. You may also find your people need more grace and compassion at this time. But please make sure you give yourself as much love and kindness as possible. Running a business is hard. Running it when world leaders want to make it difficult for the little guy is almost untenable. Yet you must keep going. Your work, your community, and the world need you now more than ever. Take time to lick your wounds, then get back in there. We're stronger together. So that is a little political message from Teresa Reed, aka the Tarot Lady, but I do echo her sentiments. This has been a really rough week. This has been a really rough couple of weeks for a lot of people. And, you know, it doesn't take much to know about me, even the little bit that you see of me every Friday on the live stream, like, and also being a tarot reader, and also being a witch, and also being bisexual too. I mean, I don't know if many people know that since I'm married to a man, but that's true too. The little bit you know about me, you could probably guess who I voted for and who I didn't vote for. Not that that's anyone's business, but yeah, we're all feeling pretty let down and frustrated, and take time and take the space to grieve, and then and cry and do what you have to do. Last weekend when I was away, I was fully screaming, rage screaming at the moon. I won't lie about it. um, Take time to cry, take time to feel your feelings about it, and then get to work. Get to work on trying to, taking action and being the person that you want to be, and taking action to make the world that you want to see. So, on that note, let's get into the astrology. So, notes this week: traditional PR campaigns go far when Venus sits pretty in Capricorn from the 11th through December 7th. Hit up legacy media, update your promotional materials, and remember to keep it classy, San Diego. Wild can be fun, but a bit of polish will ensure that you seal every deal. Boundaries are also essential during this transit. Although connecting with fans is fun, be careful not to blur lines. If you do, they'll have a hard time respecting your privacy. This transit favors investing in your business. Splurge on new office furniture, headshots, or professional support. Saturn is direct on the 15th, so that is today. Now you can begin to build structures, especially around your creative life. You may also be ready to assert your business boundaries. In the past 2 years, Saturn in Pisces has been challenging, but now you've had time to think long and hard about where you need to strengthen your client policies. Do not hesitate to tidy up your rules and enforce them. I mean, again, I did say that the AstroBiz Digest is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but you can tweak the wording in this to apply to your personal life as well if you are not an entrepreneur or a business owner. I mean, like, you got to go to work too. So keep the words that I'm saying in mind, or the words that Teresa has written in mind, when you're thinking about your career and your interpersonal life as well. The full moon in Taurus, also today on the 15th, brings closure around financial issues. This could mean paying off a bill or getting paid for services rendered a while back. It's also an excellent lunation to celebrate a win with your team. If you made your sales goal, a party may be in order. So that is the overall transits that are going on right now. And now we're going to get into the nitty gritty for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. And let me put this down. Okay. All right. So Friday, other than it being, everything that I just said, full moon, and also Saturn stationing direct. Other than that, which is a lot, the Taurus moon is still floating through the day. Create, beautify, and organize your finances. It's all good. Saturn stations direct at 9:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so that has already happened, just mentioned about that. And the full moon in Taurus shows up at 4:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, we've already talked about that, and she is looking gorgeous, by the way. The evening is perfect for group activities and networking thanks to the Moon-Uranus conjunction at 6:32 p.m. and the Moon-Neptune sextile at 9:43 p.m. Drinks, dinner, you might hear dinner being made in the background, and rubbing elbows equals success. So today, Friday, November 15th, is a power day for Taurus and a weekday for Scorpio. So for Saturday and Sunday, a Gemini moon all weekend means great conversations, short trips, writing, and catching up on emails. Sprint to the finish line with writing projects when the moon sextiles Mars on Saturday at 8 a.m. You'll have tons of mental pizzazz at that time. Saturday evening is funky due to a Sun-Uranus opposition at 9:45 p.m. and a Moon-Saturn square at 10:52 p.m. This brings out an ugly demographic, so why bother? Stay home and make yourself some popcorn. Sunday's Moon-Jupiter conjunction at 9:07 a.m. creates the perfect conditions for business travel, publishing, writing, pitching, or sending in book proposals. The rest of the day is clear for all those activities to continue. Shut it all down when the moon squares Neptune and stations void at 11:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The public is distracted, and the disinformation is as loud as it can be. Meh. Both days, Saturday and Sunday, are power days for Gemini and weekdays for Sagittarius. Whew, that's a lot of astrology. All right. So at this time, I usually open up the floor to questions about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. If you're wondering about the astrological why behind those days, let me know in the chat and I'll take a peek at the Astro Biz Digest. If not, we will get into our main topic of tonight's episode, which is checking out some of my deck haul. I told you guys, I'm keeping it tight. Well, Snappy. I'll use Snappy. I also want to double check that everything is broadcasting correctly too, because I didn't get to do that. And sometimes when I don't check, it ends up me just talking to the ether and not realizing that you guys aren't seeing it. So let me take a quick peek-see. I'm going to assume it's working because Fran already commented, so, but I want to make sure. I think everything's looking good, guys. Yep. I'm still here. Me too. Me too, Fran. Me too. All right. Yep, it looks good. Tube of You looks good. And Book of Face also looks good. Okay. So I'm going to take down the tabs on that because why slow down my computer unnecessarily? Yes, and Kathy is here. Hello, Kathy. You alive on the Book of Face. Fantastic. Thank you guys for helping me to tech check. So any questions, comments about the astrology from the past week? Or are we ready to look at some decks? I think we're ready to look at some decks. So I am going to start with, let me move things over around here and hopefully not knock over my wine. Let's not do that. And I think also, now I'm not sure. Let me look at my AstroBiz here, my monthly overview for the AstroBiz. But I have a feeling that where's my monthly summary? I have a feeling that we are also in the throes of Mercury retrograde shadow period. I feel like we're going to be having a Mercury retrograde before the year is out. Before the year is out. Fran says, alcohol abuse. No, 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 no. I do not abuse alcohol. I do not knock it over. I am being very careful as to the placement of this glass of wine. So I'm just going to double check to let you guys know when that Mercury retrograde is hitting. Let's see. Saturn direct, we just talked about it. Full moon in Taurus, we're also talking about that. Pluto will be in Aquarius on the 19th for 2 decades. So that's coming up. Sun in Sagittarius on the 21st. Mercury stations retrograde on the 25th. I was right. So keep in mind that usually the couple of weeks before Mercury goes retrograde, you might start to see the Mercury retrograde fuckery happening. So remember that Mercury rules the following topics: travel, communication, and technology. So you want to double and triple check all of those things and be super clear in your communication, not just during a Mercury retrograde, but also in the shadow period before and after. So I'm going to say this again. Mercury is stationing retrograde on the 25th. This impacts travel, communication, misunderstandings and delays could slow your roll. Don't let this aggravate you. Instead, prepare for this period by carving in extra time and watching your words. While truth is a beautiful thing, a bit of tact can go a long way. And then Mercury will be direct on December 15th. So from November 25th to December 15th, that will be when Mercury is retrograde for the last time in 2024. Okay? Okay. So you might be experiencing those things now, just a heads up. All right, now that we're done with the astro weather, and I can always circle back to it if you're just tuning in now and you're just like, wait, I need to know what was happening on Monday in the astrology. Like, Hilary, please help. Like, I will take a peek for you, put it into the chat, but we got to move on to the decks. So I am going to show you guys first the deck of the month. So you were already familiar with it. We did not do an unboxing. I just wanted to dive in right away as soon as I got it. So we are using the Green Witch Oracle deck. I'm showing this as mirrored. Hold on. So I'm going to see if I can flip my camera so that is that better? Can you guys see it better? So this is the Green Witch's Oracle deck, again, by Erin Murphy Hiscock, who also authored the book, The Green Witch, with illustrations by Sarah Richard. Really, really pretty. This is the only one that I'm going to unbox tonight because it's already unboxed. Like, I'm using it for deck of the month for card of the day polls. So you already should be familiar with it. For example, today we got the butterfly card. So I've already posted that on social media. Please make sure to follow me on social media platforms at Tarot by Hilary with 1 L, to find those card of the day posts. Really nice, I guess, tuck box. Is that what it's called? Or telescoping box? I don't know the I don't know the correct terminology, but I've really been liking this deck. Apparently, Stephanie has too. They have been really gorgeous. I agree, Stephanie. Like I am just like super delighted by it. Oh my goodness. Hold on a second. My friend Andrea is here with mom. Hi, mom. So by the way, you are all familiar with my mom, especially when she would call me during live streams and the way my desk was set up at the time, where our landline was right next to my desk as I was doing live streams. And I was just like, oh God, let me answer the phone before she leaves this long voicemail that you all can hear. Don't know how to wave. That's okay. Nice to see you. Hi mom. Now like I feel really like, oh God, like my mommy's watching. Um, so yeah, focus, Hillary. So yeah, Stephanie's right. They have been really gorgeous. I really like this deck. It's been really interesting to do the card pulls. And also like it's I've been pulling, like I've been doing the Tarot Tuesdays where it's like choose your own adventure, where you pick one, two, or three sight unseen. And by the way, when I do those choose your own adventure Tarot Tuesdays where I put three cards face down and you choose, and then about an hour or two later I reveal the cards and the interpretation, like when I do the choose your own adventure face down, like I don't know what those cards are. I don't look until I have completely posted on all social media platforms like the Choose Your Own Adventure. And then I will work on the interpretations and reveals like after I have posted the ones like face down. So I don't know. Like, so sometimes I'm choosing, and sometimes Mr. Tarot by Hilary is choosing. And we're both choosing sight unseen. And it's been very interesting, the things that we've been choosing as well. And so like some people are just like, oh, one or one and two or all three. I'm feeling all three. And I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. Pick all three if you need to, if you're feeling that, but it's just like, but you might be more strongly pulled towards one or three, or a combination of one and three. But like we're doing it along with you guys. Me and my husband are doing those card reveals, choose your own adventure, along with you guys too. So like sometimes people will comment and like, oh, I want one. I'm just like, oh yeah, Mr. Tarot by Hilary chose one as well, and it apparently was really accurate. So like whatever it is you guys are going through, you're going through it at the same time. Kathy says, too funny. Stephanie says, is it bad that I choose based on the crystal next to it? No, not necessarily. So sometimes I will put down my big hunk of crystals next to one, two, or three. And sometimes I just lay them out based on how I like how they look. So the crystals that you're seeing, by the way, is oh gosh, I'm not going to be able to identify one of them because I feel like it's a hybrid crystal. But there's a clear quartz pillar, there is a smoky quartz, and then there is the purpley sparkly rainbow. So I think it's like a rainbow burst something or other. Hold on a second. Yes, dear. Oh, yeah. Well, don't give it to me here, but put it to the side.
Yeah.
Thank you. Dinner is served. So it's like a rainbow. It's like a rainbow sparkle burst that I got from Pamela Chen, who created the Crystal Unicorn Tarot deck. So yeah. I mean, whichever way you're guided, just know that we're picking along with you too. Yes, and that's the reason why I say it that way, Fran. It's like those choose your own adventure books, which by the way, I was obsessed with when I was younger. I had one called, I think it was called Secret Sorceress. And it was like kind of like a romance novel with like a fantasy twist, but it was like it was age appropriate. Let's just say that, but it was kind of like, ooh, like, oh, like he gazes at you and knowing that like your love is eternal, the end, and it's just like, and by the way, if you've ever been one of those people that is like the choose your own adventure books, but you keep your thumb, back to where your choice, and it's just like, okay, now go to page 53, and you keep your thumb affixed just in case the choose your own adventure page that you like, oh no, 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 no. Like, oh, you get killed if you go down a wrong doorway or whatever. Like the end. It's just like, oh no, flip back to where my thumb was. Same. I did it too. Anyway, so yeah, Green Witch's Oracle deck is the one that we've been working with this month, and we will continue to work with. So this is like a very Oracle heavy deck haul. And the only tarot deck that I have in here is one that Mr. Tarot by Hilary chose, for reasons that will become apparent when I show you guys. So any questions about Green Witch's Oracle deck? Really beautiful backs, really beautiful fronts. So they have cards such as Harvest, Preserve, Seeds, Time, Spring, Watering Can. The watering can one we got, I think yesterday, and I felt like it was very Ace of Cupsy, like self-care, like tend to your own garden. You can't fill from an empty cup kind of message that I was just like, ooh, that's super like on point. Like, and I mean, you guys know at this point that when I work with an Oracle deck, which typically is like kind and sweet, not in my hands, it's not. Sometimes like the tarot will come for me, sometimes the Oracle decks will also come for me, and also you guys too. But I know you guys are big fans of whatever cards coming from me, and I'm happy to please, I'm happy to oblige. So really, really beautiful cards. So this is like a mix of gardening aesthetic, altar as well, winter, so different seasons, different herbs, different plants, different times of the year, like when to plant, when to reap, when to sow, that sort of thing. Um, and also like plant allies as well. Like we have bee here. We have, I think there was a squirrel, if I'm remembering correctly, earthworm. So, and then different herbs as well, like mint. I think rosemary and thyme is also in here. Fruit, hedge, sickle also came up last weekend, not surprisingly, because we were celebrating Samhain. Salt as well, tend, bird. So we will probably see more of those cards or those messages in the next half of the month. So really nice. A little bit wider, I would say, than a regular tarot deck. Nice feel to them. Not really a matte finish, a little bit more shiny, but really nice to shuffle, I would say. And the book is nice too. Has a lot of information in it, and also gives you different parts to it. Understanding your Green Witch's deck, Oracle deck basics, working with the deck, preparing your deck for readings, how to read Oracle cards, and spreads as well. And then finally, part 3, which is the biggest part of the book, is the cards and how to interpret them. So basically interpretations for each and every card, which includes the name of the card, keywords with the card meaning, and then a reflection to go along with it. So that's the Green Witch's Oracle deck. So let's move on to the 2 that Mr. Tarot by Hilary decided to get. And again, I will explain for reasons that are pretty apparent, because we both have been watching Agatha all along, and we both watch Marvel stuff. He spotted this. So this is the Marvel Tarot deck and guidebook. Oh, by the way, so the publisher of the Green Witches Oracle deck is Simon and Schuster, Adams Media, and Simon and Schuster is, I believe that is. I can't say it's necessarily my publisher, but I know that it is the distributor of my book in the U.S. Flame Tree Publishing is my publisher for my first book, How to Read Tarot. And so Simon and Schuster is the U.S. publisher, though, of my book, or distributor. So kind of in the Tarot by Hilary family there. So now. The Marvel Tarot deck and guidebook. This publisher is published by Rizzoli Universe, division of Rizzoli International Publications, New York, New York. And copyright is retained by Marvel 2023. Look into the future with this lavishly illustrated tarot deck and guidebook featuring newly commissioned artwork of the Marvel Comics canon. So art is by Lily McDonnell and text by Sydney Barwick. I am not going to open this up because I don't want to take away from Mr. Tarot by Hilary's enjoyment of the deck. But it's again another telescoping box, but look at this. So it's got a little triangle groove here. Very nice box. Again, we stand for good packaging here. Protect those cards. And it looks like we have She-Hulk, Doctor Strange, Captain Marvel, and Black Panther on the box cover. Now, which cards are which, or which characters are which cards, I cannot say. Again, I'm not going to take away from his enjoyment, but will we eventually have an unboxing of this deck? And will I borrow it to do an unboxing and then give it back to him? Sure, absolutely. So it looks though that Sam as the Falcon, as Captain America is the Chariot, or the new Captain America is the Chariot, and then the Two of Coins, it looks like it's Tony Stark's Iron Man glove. So those are the two cards that I can see. So that looks pretty cool. So yeah, because we've been watching Agatha all along, and there is a episode that is very, very tarot focused, episode 7. And it's incredibly, if people want to know my opinion, it is incredibly accurate as a professional tarot reader. I can say that. And yeah, so, and there is a deck coming out. There is going to be an Agatha All Along tarot deck. I believe it's going to be published in summer of 2025. And I believe that I think it's Inside Editions that is coming out with that. Inside Editions has a lot of IPs that they're doing tarot decks for. So hopefully it's good. I have hope. So there you go. It's the Marvel tarot deck. And not to be outdone. Oh, what were you going to ask, Stephanie? Whether or not the episode was accurate? It was accurate. I mean, message me privately because I don't want to spoil things for anyone. But if you have any particular questions about that episode and whether or not it was accurate, or particular points or particular cards, just go ahead and private message me. You know, we've been messaging back and forth. And yeah, just ask your questions, but let's do it privately so we don't accidentally spoil it for people. I have opinions. I mean, it's like, I think it's very accurate for what they were trying to do, what they were trying to portray. And I think the cards were selected very well for what they were trying to portray. Yeah. Okay, cool. So, yes, if it was accurate, I haven't watched it. I recommend watching it. I need to do a rewatch. because there's certain things that happens towards the end of the season that it's just like, oh, there was there was some clues dropped in, spiced in throughout the episodes. So I think it's one of those series where it's rewatchable and it's, yeah. Yeah. So interestingly enough, I'm a big, talking about the terror movie. I'm a big like Frady cat. I don't do horror movies. Very, very rare that I will do a horror movie. Um, and I heard that they did have a tarot consultant, supposedly. Um, but it wasn't really it wasn't really the point. You could have done the same, like basically it was like the Ouija movie, but with tarot. It was just like the physical, the vehicle for evil, rather than it actually being used as what tarot actually is. Like they could have used a doll or a frame, or a printer. It's almost like Stephen King. Like Stephen King, wrote Christine, and it was about a like a possessed car. Like you could have done it with that. You know, it really wasn't truly what tarot was about. So, anywho, so along that vein, tarot deck and guidebook. You also have the Magic of Marvel Oracle deck. This was published by two different publishers here. This one was by Rizzoli Universe. This is published by Insight Editions. This came out in 2022, so a year before this came out. Fully illustrated 44 card deck and 64-page guidebook. Experience the magic of Marvel like never before in this enchanting and delightfully unique take on the traditional Oracle deck. This set features beloved characters from the Hulk to Iron Man, Vision, Scarlet Witch, and more in gorgeous original illustrations based on classic Oracle iconography. So you have that looks like, I can't tell if that's Doctor Strange or not, holding up the cards. But some of the cards that are on the back are Jubilee, Be Bright, Be Fearless, Even in the Dark, Lockjaw, A Good Guard Dog is Hard to Find, Captain Marvel, Seize the Day, Miss Marvel, and I can't read the captions for the rest of them because it's too small, but there's Miss Marvel, there's Black Panther, there's Thor, and Rogue and Gambit. And I don't know, but I think that the Lover's card in this is Rogue and Gambit. I think. Because that would make sense. So there you go. Now I cannot speak to the card stock on this one or this one. So, but there you go. These are two that are for Mr. Tarot by Hilary. I'm putting that off to the side for him so he can play with them tonight if he so wishes. Because he hasn't even really looked at them. We bought them and then he hasn't even really looked at them yet. So, but he will. All right. Do we want to do mid-episode reading? Because I'm looking at the time. We can certainly do it if you guys would like. I've got two more decks to go. And I'm feeling a little bit frisky for the weekend forecast. We might use one of the new decks to pull for the weekend forecast. You'll see why. So I'll give it a minute. And apparently there is a meatball parm sub waiting for me. And it looks really, really delicious. Let's keep going. All right, let's keep going. So I'm going to leave the one that I think I want to open for the weekend forecast to last. So the next one I wanted to talk to you guys about, the next one that I purchased was one that I've been looking at for a while. And let me look and see what the publication date is on this to just know how long I've been looking at this. Actually, it's got to be longer than this because I feel like this was originally a liminal 11. I think it was. I think this was originally a liminal 11 deck that was then bought out by Sterling Ethos. And I believe Sterling is the publishing arm of Barnes& Noble, if I'm remembering correctly. But I think I was looking at this deck. Sorry, didn't even show you guys. It's the Citadel Fantasy Oracle by Fen Inkwright. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The Citadel is an archetype oracle deck that is steeped in the magic of fantasy literature and tabletop gaming. Of course it is. And then look at this. Look at the shape of these cards. I have a feeling that this, like, spoiler, this was probably going to be my deck of the month, even though it is an oracle deck. This is probably going to be my deck of the month for December because I just can't wait. But super, super pretty. But I feel like I've been looking at this one for years and not purchasing, finally purchased it. So Stephanie says, I just wanted to say as a follow-up to the last episode that I did load up on all of the crystal recommendations you guys gave me and made it through the layoff day on Wednesday. Oh, it's so good. Thank you. Thank you for updating us. And I'm so glad you made it through. I know that was probably really, really difficult, Stephanie. And I really hope that reading helped you and the crystal recommendations helped you as well. I don't even remember what I said to you in the reading because that's sacred amnesia. Otherwise, if I remembered every single reading I gave, to the nth detail, I would probably go crazy and not be able to do my job. So, but you all know that, at least at this point, you know that. But I do remember just, remembering that this might be the last interaction that they have with the company and you're the face of the company in that regard. So making it a positive experience for them, even though it's not so positive. I think I remember saying that, but also the crystals can't hurt, Yeah. Great news. Yeah. Good. Good, good, good. Thank you so much for the update. Really appreciated. So more about the Citadel. So each reading with the Citadel will take you on a new journey through the gleaming city, experiencing new places, new people, and most importantly, new lessons to learn. Are you ready to take the next step on your journey? Pick up your bags, open the gates, and step inside. So I didn't realize this was fantasy literature and tabletop gaming based. It doesn't surprise me that I was attracted to it even without knowing that. And but I was more attracted to the shape of these. So I'm super excited to work with this deck. So the cards that are coming up, I'm sorry, Katie. So Katie's coming out. This is why replays are available. You'll be able to catch up with us. I've been looking here for the last hour, and the live stream did not appear, and even the YouTube notification did not come through till 5 minutes ago. My internet hates me. This is what I was talking about. We talked about Mercury retrograde shadow period, right? We talked about this. And Katie, you'll see. So Mercury retrograde, it's coming up. It's coming up. And you might be experiencing the shadow period of it already. Yeah, Stephanie says, ooh, fun shape, right? So the cards that are back here are the shepherd, the champion, the musician, probably musician or the bard, the witch, nice, uh, um, the enchanter, and the queen. And probably way more. So 60 card foiled oracle deck with guidebook, plus bonus guide for use with tabletop games. Ooh. Now I've never been a dungeon master before, or DM before, or a game master before, GM. But we might do an episode. Anyone want to do role playing? Anyone want to do like a Dungeons and Dragons style on the live stream with this? That could be very cool, even though I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm a storyteller, but not a storyteller in that way, or at least I've never attempted it. So, yeah, Fran says, Katie took my nap. There is a game called Citadel. I wonder if it pairs with that. I don't know. We'll find out. We will find out. I should probably ask Jamie. Apparently there is a tarot RPG. I know that there is a game. So tarot actually started as a playing card game similar to bridge. Like quick history lesson for you. So that's how tarot started. It was a game similar to bridge, and I actually do have a deck that is more towards the original like game of tarot, that I got, I think at the very first, it was either the first or the second reader's studio that I went to. So that's the reason why I have a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek, playful approach to tarot, or at least to learning tarot, because it's just like it started out as a game. So let's, not take it so seriously. Let's like have a little bit of levity with our learning here, and be kind to ourselves as we're learning any new skill. So there's that. And then also there was another thing that came out from Jude Alexander called The Game of Tarot. And it literally had a spread and this and that, and you're pulling cards. I have that at home as well. Don't have it with me, but I have it at home, and we can always try that on the live stream too, because I still have it. I just don't remember a lot of the rules. But it's very similar to like a board game, basically, but also with tarot. So, um, oh, okay. So Katie says, got my tax return done. LOL. Actually, that aligns perfectly with the astrology that we were talking about at the top of the episode, Katie. So, and Stephanie says, oh, Jamie would know. Yeah, she would totally know. I'll have to ask her. Fran says, if that doesn't bring on a nap, yeah, I hate taxes. This is the reason why every good tarot reader needs a good accountant. Because if we be making money from our tarot business, you need to be paying your taxes. I know it's not a fun or super sexy aspect of business, but you got to do it. Hi. So everyone's coming in right now. So this is the Citadel. I'm probably going to be using it as a deck of the month for the month of December. So we will definitely be doing an unboxing of this, either at the end of the month or the first episode of December. And finally, my friends, to wrap it up, we are going to do the weekend forecast, and we are going to do it You'll see why I am thinking this. This is the final haul. This is the final deck in the haul. It is called the Roast Iconic Oracle Deck, 30 Cards for Getting Wrecked by the Universe by Marcella Kroll or Kroll. And I thought of you guys and the live stream when I picked this baby up. Literally. You can quote Mr. Tearaway Hillary. He saw me and he was just like, don't like, isn't that just true with any deck in your hands? And I'm just like, yeah, pretty much. Yes. Katie says, glad I'm working with the energy of the stars, even if I didn't know it. Yes. Stephanie says, that is so perfect for you. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So this is the reason why I kind of want to open it and I kind of want to pull a card for the weekend forecast. What do you guys say? That's like saying it's quiet in the ER. Oh, yes. Yeah, it's just like, don't say that. Don't say it. Don't do it. Katie says, gosh, we are going to be roasted by all of your decks. LOL. I know. So we've got the little, like, it's almost like an anger, like, so we got a really sad, like, he's almost smiling though. That thundercloud looks way too happy. And then we've got this like kind of mean looking unicorn. Roast Iconic Oracle deck. And again, this is from Sterling Ethos. So I believe that's the publishing wing of Barnes and Noble. And the back is, yeah. Stephanie says, let's pop that plastic. Yeah. I don't have my embroidery scissors with me because I wasn't planning on doing this. So definitely roast us. Okay. So it says, get roasted by the universe. I'm not lying. Get roasted by the universe. Need real talk from the beyond that mainstream decks just don't provide. If you're looking for the guidance delivered straight up, the Roast Iconic deck is for you. Direct and full of salt. These cards will tell you when you're on the right path or when you need to check yourself. Oh my God. So there's like 3 cards on the back here. One is called Trauma Bond. Jesus. One is Influencer. And one is Tinfoil Hat. Oh God. Guys, I'm scared. I really should have bought my embroidery scissors because this is going to be difficult to get into. All right, let's see. And then I'm ready for my dinner. I'm ready for my dinner and I'm ready for my coven meeting. Okay, depending on. Oh, nice. I don't have the Golden Girls deck. I probably should get that. I always say my Golden Girls deck has that energy. I warn people, but I love it. I mean, some people really like it straight no chaser. And another deck that I really enjoy that I didn't know you could do this with decks until Sophia of Benevolent Corvus fame showed me. She recommended the Sorcery Underground fortune telling deck, which is a combination of tarot and Lenormand and playing cards, and then a couple of other additional cards. And then she mentioned that sometimes she will not work with that deck directly and only use that deck, but she'll use that deck to either sharpen a deck or soften another deck, which I thought was very interesting. And I didn't really realize you could like work with decks that way. I mean, I kind of knew, but like I didn't really know until I started actually experimenting myself. So Sorcery Underground by itself is very sharp. So it's prickly, but it will definitely give you the message. Now this one, all right, the foil is popped. Let's do this. Ooh, so This is a magnet. It's a magnetic closure, guys. It's a magnetic closure. Alert the presses. Stop it. So you got the unicorn, and then you peel it back, and you've got tinfoil hat cat, and you've got like this little like troll. Okay. So the cover says, "Life is short. Don't take yourself so too seriously." So you got the book on top. Thin book. Little like angry, almost like demon cat on the back. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good, guys. I'm scared. All right, let us pull this. And just a reminder, guys, we do this every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to do another episode next week. And then Black Friday, hopefully I will be home in time for my retail shift to do an episode. We might start a little bit later, but I still want to do an episode on Black Friday. So, but 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Book of Face or the Tube of You, depending on where you're tuning in from, and replays of all episodes are available. We've been doing this for the past 5 years now. So tune in, and also, follow us, click the bell, subscribe, do all the things. And if you would like a personalized reading, of course, you can book one at tarotbyhilary.com. I am a tarot reader and an EFT tapping practitioner. All right. So somebody says, so cute and retro. I know. I'm so excited. All right. So let's do the weekend forecast from the Roast Iconic Oracle. Here's the backs, guys. And I'm just going to shuffle because I don't even know. I don't know what's in this deck. I mean, besides the tinfoil hat and the influencer and the trauma bond and privilege, I think was one that I saw that was on top. So let's see what we got for this weekend. Whew, okay. I hate this deck. I hate it already. I hate it already. We are getting the Shadow. Now, if you've seen me work with the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck, you'll know that I actually got the Shadow card at their launch party down at ABC Home and Company. And I got my copy of the guidebook signed. And literally there was a card for every person underneath the chair, and I pulled the Shadow card, and it was right when I was embarking on priestess training, which I've since sidelined because for many reasons, but it was definitely the first year of priestess training is about confronting your shadow, and I got that card, and now of course I'm getting the Shadow card again when I'm considering possibly resuming it. So heard. Thanks. All right, let's see what the guidebook has to say about the Shadow card. But I feel like that is such a roast. Oh, no. Oh, and by the way, this guidebook says how to work with your cards, directions, clear your mind, shuffle the cards, ask the cards, what do I need to know right now? Stop it. Fan the cards out in front of you if you want to. Draw a card and prepare to hear what you need to hear, not necessarily what you want to hear. If you draw the red flag card, there's a red flag card. Oh my God. Pull another card to see what else you need to be paying attention to. All right. I'm looking at some of these cards and they're kind of fantastic. Shut up. Okay. And it's like just one sentence, guys, one sentence. Deal with your demons before they deal with you. I don't want to play anymore. Okay. That was your episode. All right. Heard. I'm gonna go eat my meatball parm sandwich now. Put this deck away. Throw it out the window. In the immortal words of Chicago, she had it coming. She had it coming. She only had herself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same. So that is my deck haul. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you very much, Stephanie. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, we have, let's see, what did we go over? We got Green Witch Oracle deck, two Marvel decks, the Tarot deck and the Magic of Marvel Oracle deck, the Citadel, which is most likely going to be December's deck of the month, and then the Roast Iconic Oracle deck that we suitably got roasted from. Yep. Katie said, I swear that it is coming up in the stars as well. It's like cleanup time. Yep. Clean up. Deal with your demons before they deal with you. Andrew is just sending kisses. Thank you. And Katie says, have a great night, Hilary. Yes. So glad that you were able to join us, Katie. Catch up on the replay. And yeah. We do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on different tarot, metaphysical, and divination topics. If you have suggestions for upcoming episodes, please feel free to message me. I'm open to it. And if I can't teach it for myself, then I will bring in an expert that I know can. And have a great weekend. And I will see you guys again next time, same bat time, same bat channel, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Book of Face and the Tube of You. Once again, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, you have intuition. Have a fabulous weekend. Remember to confront your shadow before it confronts you. And I will see you again next time. Bye.